Hi friends, happy Monday. It is Chris, and I am here to share with you a mantra today that is near and dear to my heart. We've talked about this before, but I want to use a different mantra, different mudra with this mantra, and I also want to talk a little bit more about what this mantra means and how I am feeling it right now. I'm picking Humme Hum Brahm Hum to revisit this morning. And I did that because early on in our Awakened Yoga Collective lives, I brought this in as one of our first mantras. And so I want to come back to it today because we have a ton of new friends. Welcome, new friends. And this is the mantra that I'm currently using for my 40-day sadhana. And I just absolutely love it. So if you haven't met me before, my name is Chris Batzner, and I am curator and creator of the Awakened Yoga Collective. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. And on Mondays in our Awakened Yoga Collective, we usually talk about mantras. And mantras to me is chanting, or what I like to call it is singing. But basically, it's a way that we use our voice to connect and come together and vibrate and really kind of come to unison. Basically, it's a good musical term, unison, coming to unison. We sing in unison to help us feel connected to each other. So with today's mantra, Humme Hum Brahm Hum, this mantra basically is interpreted as everything that is to be already is. And right now, with the sadhana that we're doing in my Kundalini classes and the 40-day sadhana, I really am kind of focusing on that understanding that we are created by our parts and pieces from the past, as well as the paths and opportunities of the future. And this morning in sadhana, I equated it to when we stand between two mirrors, like if you're ever in like a bathroom somewhere and they have mirrors on both sides, and you can look into one mirror and there's you forever, and then there's you forever, and there's you in the middle. And that is kind of how I feel like the 40-day sadhana practice is, and this mantra is. That's what this mantra is all about to me, is that understanding that there are parts and pieces of us in the past, and there are parts and pieces of us in the future. And we, in this moment, are made up of all of that together. And then when we start to understand that, I was talking to my mom about it because they're visiting, which is lovely. And she was like, and then which one is really you? And it, and that's like, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, you could be any one of those, but right now we're here, and maybe the one in the, in the 2 days in the future is like, and we're the one right here. And like that is, we start to get into like time loops and quantum physics and like science fiction kind of stuff. But I love thinking about life that way, because gosh, think of what the opportunities are if we have that ability to let go of it has to be this one way, right? Or it's already predetermined, or whatever, however, we get stuck in those ruts and we put our blinders on. Like, what if we are in this moment now, and then we'll be in this moment, and that all of those moments within us and around us and behind us and in front of us come together and make us this moment right now. Like, there's just such freedom in that. I love that. So that's how I'm interpreting this mantra right now. And one of my friends, she texted me the other day. She's like, oh, I did some research on this mantra. She's like, I was looking up this mantra, and this is what she found. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. She said, basically, another interpretation of this mantra is that it's for creative expression, and it helps remove fear to allow authentic communication. This means that we are part of the spirit of the divine. And that's the same thing, but said in a different way. Like, that authenticness, like we are here in this moment, and we are here in that moment, and we're here in that moment, and there's authenticity. It's not like we want to be this way in this moment. It is we are. And that mantra of Sat Nam is the same. I am. I'm truth. I am light. Sat Nam. So Humme Hum Brahm Hum really anchors us into that understanding that everything that is and is to be already is. that connection to the infinite, and that we are the divine, and just that beauty of that. So when we say the mantra, let's talk a little bit about how it sits in our body, right? Like, I'm all about singing and the vibrations, and music is healing and sound is healing, and the vibrations within us that we create with our own bodies are healing and balancing. As I cough. So Humme Hum Brahm Hum. I love this because it's all in the lips. Humme Hum Brahm Hum, which sends it into the soft palate and the head and the sinuses. And that's all third eye and crown chakra. So there we are with that divine, that spirituality, that connecting to the greater again. Guru Singh said one of the best mantras you can ever say, you can ever have is when you're in a hot moment or an argument with someone, or you disagree with someone, or something is happening that you're uncomfortable with or causing you anxiety, gives you a moment to pause. And sometimes if you're in a conversation with someone who is maybe upset or something, or they're coming at you for whatever reason, when you respond that way, I've tried it actually, when you respond to that with or even if they're just getting riled up themselves and you just respond with that gives them pause, that you share that, let's be in this moment. So much is in that sound. So that's part of that mantra. And then the Brahm strokes the roof of the mouth, which is that soft palate again. And the resonance is in our chest, our heart chamber right there, that heart circuit, that heart orbit. So let's try it. Let's turn on that connection to our heart brain. Let's stimulate that crown center, that third eye, that connection to the greater. Bring it into our heart and into our bodies. And you can put your hands wherever you want today. For our sadhana right now, we are using our Vajra Mudra, which is, I like to do it with my thumbs. Sometimes people do it with the first finger. Again, we've talked about elements, so you decide which one works better for you, but I'm going to do thumb. Dominant hand. If you're a right-handed person, it's your right hand. If it's your left-handed person, it's your left hand. That's your dominant hand. So I'm a right-handed person. I'm going to use my right thumb, thumbs up. My non-dominant hand, which for me is my left, wraps around and the thumb comes up. And then I like to set it in the heart, that resonance chamber that's right there in our chest, right? Where that sound is headed into. So then we just hold that. This symbolizes the lightning bolt. This is a charge, that electromagnetic charge that zings us into action. So let's just chant Humme Hum Brahm Hum a little bit of time together. There is a rhythm with this, and let me sing it for you once. And then the second round, you can join in, and I'll let you know when that happens. Humme Hum Brahm Hum. 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 So that's how it goes. And I encourage you to just close your eyes, maybe soften your gaze, focus on a single point. And let's sing it together. Inhale to begin. Humme Hum Brahm Hum. 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 Inhale. Exhale, release the hands and just sit for a moment. Feel that mantra continue in your head and your body. All that is to be already is. I love that. Thank you, my friends. And I have just announced a new offering. It is private mentorships. And this is for those of you that are ready to dive deep into the magic of working with me, of energetics, of Kundalini, of Ayurveda, of anything. This is for individual focus, where we come together and we focus on your goals, and we work the magic of manifestation and changing stories, and really building into that deep desire and letting that deep desire guide you into your next version of you, your bigger, bolder, brighter version of you. So if you are interested in finding out more about that, then let me know. Just drop a woohoo in the comments and I will message you with all of the details. I have only 4 spots that I'm opening with this special introductory pricing. And I'm super excited to see what the magic builds with the 4 lucky people, lucky souls that enter into this absolutely magical container with me. So, Satnam, my friends, I will see you on the other side. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. Satnam.